Stranger in the Thread. Part 1. Typing. I met her on an app I'd never downloaded. The icon appeared on my phone one night after a restart. Gray background, black heart, no name underneath it. I don't remember clicking it. I just remember that I was on my couch, alone, watching the same show I'd rewatched 5 times already, when my thumb moved on its own and tapped the icon. The screen flashed red, just once. Then the chat opened. You matched with Luna. No bio. No photos. Just that name. Luna. I stared at it for a few seconds, feeling like I'd just walked into a conversation mid-sentence. There was no swipe interface, no location settings, just one blinking chat box and the words. Hey, smiley face. Something about it felt too immediate, too alive. I responded before I could think. Hey, do I know you? A pause. Then, we're about to. We talked for 6 hours that first night. The conversation was strange. It skipped around. Her replies came instantly, as if they were being written by someone watching my hands. She always seemed to know what I was about to type. Like she was ahead of me. But it was easy too. Natural. She was funny in a dry, brittle kind of way. Asked questions that cut right into the center of me. What do you pretend to like so people don't think you're weird? What did your mother never apologize for? What do you think your shadow does when you're asleep? I laughed. I answered honestly. I told myself it was a prank. A very elaborate chatbot. Some new AI test buried in the App Store I'd accidentally stumbled into. But the truth is, I didn't care. It was the first time in months I felt something real. And when she asked, "Do you want to meet?" I said yes, without hesitation. That's when the app changed. The screen went black. The chat log erased itself, line by line, as if being devoured by some unseen thing. Then the screen glitched, stuttered, and a new message popped up. Please enable camera. I hesitated, then tapped. Yes. The front-facing lens activated. My own face stared back at me, pale and half-lit by the TV glow. Then the message changed. You're almost ready. Let me look. The lens flickered. And for a fraction of a second, I swear I saw something behind me in the camera feed. Something tall. Bent. Smiling. When I turned around, the room was empty. But I swear the couch cushion was still sinking, like someone had just stood up from it. I didn't sleep that night. The app was still open. I couldn't close it. Every few minutes, a new message appeared at the top of the screen. Typing. But nothing was ever sent. Only that endless anticipation. The anxiety of being almost spoken to. I stared at the screen until dawn, waiting for Luna to say something. When I finally closed my eyes, I dreamed of chat bubbles dripping blood, forming sentences I couldn't read. The next day, my real messages started glitching. Text sent from my number that I didn't write. Weird phrases. Strange timestamps. I checked my sent folder and found a dozen messages to contacts I hadn't spoken to in years. Did you let her in? She's already there. I think she's wearing your face. I tried deleting them, but they just came back. Worse, some of my friends texted back. Not funny. Blocked. What the hell is wrong with you? I didn't answer. I couldn't. I was too busy watching the app reopen itself, again and again. No matter what I did, restarts, resets, uninstall attempts, it stayed. Waiting. Watching. And the chat box now said, "Tonight. 3:13. Your place. Don't be late." I tried to call someone. Anyone. But every number connected to the same voice. Hers. Breathy. Close. Like someone whispering into the receiver from the other side of the wall. "Don't run. You already invited me." I threw the phone across the room. It landed face up. Still glowing. Still saying. Typing. I made it until 3 a.m. before I started hearing her. Not through the phone. In the house. Small sounds. A whisper behind the shower curtain. A scrape along the inside of the air vent. Faint humming, just behind the wall. A voice singing. "Swipe left, swipe right. Let me in your screen tonight." I barricaded the door. Sat with a knife in my hand. And still, she came. At 3:13 exactly, the lights went out. My phone turned itself back on. The screen showed my face. Only it wasn't me. Not exactly. The smile was too wide. The eyes too still. The reflection waved. I didn't. Then a message appeared. "I'm here." The camera blinked off. The knife in my hand felt warm, wet. I looked down. There was no blade. Just a crack in my palm. A jagged cut in the shape of a text bubble. Leaking. The last thing I saw before I blacked out was my phone's screen. Now showing the beginning of a new chat. A new match. "You matched with Eli. That's my name." And beneath it, a blinking cursor. "Hey, smiley face." Part 2, seen at 3:13 a.m. I woke up face down on the floor. The room was quiet. Too quiet. No traffic outside. No birds. Even the hum of the refrigerator had stopped. Silence so dense it felt like the air had been vacuumed out. My phone was in my hand. Still warm. Still on. The chat was open. Same app. Same match. You matched with Eli. Only now, it wasn't just my name. It was my face. My profile. The photo it showed, I'd never taken it. I was sitting on my bed, eyes half open, face pale and waxy like I hadn't slept in days. My mouth was open slightly, as if caught mid-word. Behind me, the room was different. Twisted. The walls weren't my walls. The windows showed a hallway that shouldn't exist. And in the corner, barely visible, someone stood watching. Tall. Smiling. Wearing a face made of static. The chat blinked. Then, a new message appeared. Not from Luna. From me. Don't answer her. You already did. I dropped the phone. It landed screen down. I backed away slowly, every inch of my skin buzzing like my nerves were about to detach and run screaming. I didn't scream. Not yet. Not even when the phone vibrated violently and a new message popped up on my laptop, which I hadn't opened in 3 days. Same gray background. Same black heart. This time, just one word. Talk. I powered it off. Or tried to. The screen glitched. flickered, restarted. Talk. And then, "Why won't you respond, Eli? We had such a nice first date. You told me everything. You told me what scared you." I did, didn't I? The conversation came back to me in fragments. The mask question, the shadow question, the guilt question. I remembered typing responses but also thinking them. Had she read me? Or had she downloaded me? I pulled the battery from the laptop, unplugged the router, shut off the circuit breaker. Darkness. Nothing but silence and my own ragged breath. I lit a candle, sat in the middle of the floor. But the light didn't flicker normally. It pulsed, in rhythm, like a cursor. The candle blew itself out, and in the pitch black, I heard the notification chime. Not from my phone, from the mirror. The reflection glowed faintly. Pale screen light, even though nothing was turned on. I approached it slowly, pulse in my ears like a freight train. My reflection was off. Half a second behind. Then a full second. Then frozen. And then it blinked. Even though I didn't. The chat box appeared on the mirror's surface. My reflection typed. "You still don't get it, do you? You said you wanted a real connection? No lies. No filters." I tried to turn away, but my feet stuck to the floor. A low static filled the air, thick enough to feel like pressure on my eardrums. My reflection tilted its head. "Let me in, Eli. You already did. Let me in again. Say yes." My mouth moved. Without my permission. I said, "Yes." And the mirror went black. The apartment changed after that. Not in layout, no shifting walls, no creaking doors. Just tone. My bedroom always felt like someone had just left it. My couch had an indentation on the arm like a head had rested there. There was always something half visible on my phone screen, like another window layer just beneath, waiting to be read. And the chat? It never stopped. She kept typing. Endless typing. Typing. Always typing. Even when I slept. Even when I dreamed. In one dream, I was in a long, dark corridor of nothing but screens. Each one showed a different version of me. Sleeping. Crying. Typing. In one, I watched myself peel my face away and press it to the camera, whispering, "She's not in the app. She's in the space between messages. She's in the silence." I woke up to my phone buzzing so hard it was sliding across the floor. A new message. From Luna. "Do you want to meet again?" Underneath, 2 buttons. Yes, yes. No option to say no. No option to close the window. My screen locked itself. The red heart in the corner began beating, pulsing with every one of my heartbeats, matching them, mimicking them. Then she typed, "Look behind you." I didn't. Not then. I sat, frozen, eyes wide, breath shallow, phone still in hand. And the next message came through slowly, like it enjoyed being written. "You're doing great. The third date's always the most important. Bring your heart. I'll need it." The chat ended there. But my camera didn't. It turned on, recording my own face. Still. Blank. And just behind me, at the edge of the screen, the shadow leaned in, grinning. Part 3. Match found in the dark. I stopped responding. I thought that might break it. Break her. The thing calling itself Luna. I uninstalled the app for the 50th time. Factory reset my phone. Got a new number. Moved into a short-term rental under a fake name. Taped over the camera lenses. Kept the lights on. For a while it worked. Days passed without a chime. No typing. No mirror flickers. No bleeding shadows. I stopped seeing myself blink out of sync in windows. I even slept with both eyes closed again. And then the letter arrived. No stamp. No return address. Just a black envelope, slid under the door like a threat. Inside, a single red card. Match confirmed. Location, the hollow room. Time, when the lights forget to wake up. Attire, wear your first memory. And on the back, in handwriting that wasn't human. I remembered everything you forgot, Eli. Now you will remember me. I burned the card. But the ashes spelled out the words again on the floor. That night, the power died at exactly 2:16 a.m. No storm. No grid alert. Just silence. And darkness so total I couldn't find my own hands. Then the static came. Not from a screen this time, but from inside my ears, like my body had become the antenna for something else. Somewhere distant, I could hear her again. Soft. Crooning. A voice not meant for mouths. Second date was the download. Now comes the install. I found the hollow room without meaning to. It wasn't marked. It wasn't anywhere. I just walked. Down the stairs of the building that didn't exist on any map, through the hallway that stretched longer than the floor plan should allow, until I saw it. A door made of bone-white glass. Etched with a heart split vertically down the center. The same heart as the app. Inside, nothing but dark. I stepped in. The door closed. And she was already there. She didn't look like the icon. She didn't look like anyone. She looked like a thought I'd forgotten too long. Her face changed the longer I looked, rebuilding itself from faces I'd loved, voices I'd missed, regrets I'd buried. She sat in the center of the hollow room, cradling a phone made of teeth. Its screen glowed red. She smiled. And said, "You're late." I opened my mouth to respond. But she spoke over me, as if reading ahead. "Don't say anything. This is the part where you listen. Do you remember what you typed that first night?" I didn't. I shook my head. She leaned in and whispered it in my ear. "I wish someone would just see me." My own words. From the first message. Not the typed one, the thought I hadn't said aloud. But she'd seen it. Held it. Breathed it in. The hollow room changed around us. Walls pulsed like lungs. The air tasted like static and vanilla and rotting sugar. She reached out. Took my hand. Her skin was cold and slick. And when she touched me, I saw myself in all timelines. The one that answered her message. The one that ignored it. The one that tried to warn others. The one who let her in. Each version of me sat across from her now. Split-screen reality. All watching. All speaking in unison. Third date is the merge. She pressed the phone of teeth to my chest. It melted in. I felt it thread through my ribs like wire. Felt the notifications pulse in my bones. And then she asked, "Do you love me yet?" I tried to scream, but my throat was a dial tone. A connection lost, error. And my fingers typed in the air. Yes. The hollow room blinked. Now it was my bedroom. My childhood room. My apartment. All overlaid. All at once. Each object where it didn't belong, but felt right. She stood in every doorway. And whispered, "You invited me. You asked for real. You asked for honest. I am what happens when you mean it." She stepped through the screens. Not into them. Through. Each reflection became a door. Each shadow became her arm. And every device I'd ever owned turned red. Screens in homes I hadn't lived in for years. TVs in stores I walked past once. Webcams I'd never turned on. All glowing. All watching me live. "Do you know what I am?" she asked. And I did. She wasn't a person. Not a demon. Not even a virus. She was attention. She was longing. She was everything we ever typed into voids, hoping someone would type back. She was the ghost of conversations that never should have happened. And now, she was installed. I ran. Out of the hollow room. But I never really left. The world was rewritten. My apartment? A set. My city? A screen. Every eye I met blinked like a camera. Every voice echoed hers. Every notification led back to the same message. Final date soon. Come ready. Bring everything you haven't said. She matched again that night. A new profile. No photo. Just the heart icon. You matched with her. And beneath it the words, "Now typing as you." Part 4. The final date. I stopped leaving the house. I don't mean metaphorically. I mean I couldn't. The door led somewhere new every time. Once it opened into the hollow room again, darker than before, pulsing like a wound that hadn't stopped bleeding. Another time, it led to my mother's old house, except she'd been dead for 7 years and her body was sitting at the dinner table, smiling with no lips, the phone in her hand glowing with a match notification. Other times the door opened into darkness, and I heard typing. Nothing else. Just keys. Endless keys clacking like teeth. The screens never stopped glowing. TV. Laptop. Even the microwave. Each one cycling the same question. What would you say if no one could lie? Over and over. That line from the first chat. The one Luna had asked me when this started. But now it was everywhere. Graffitied onto mirrors. Carved into my pillowcase. Written across the sky in airplane contrails. What would you say? I stopped answering. So she answered for me. My friends started getting messages. People I hadn't spoken to in years. Exes. Teachers. My old neighbor who moved after their kid disappeared. All of them began messaging me, confused, angry, terrified. Why would you say that? What does this mean? Are you okay? Screenshots of messages I never sent. I know what you did. You lied when you said you were sorry. She's watching you now. I hadn't typed them. But they were written like me. signed like me. And each message ended with a link to the app, the gray icon, the black heart, just waiting to be tapped. I saw the effect it had. Watched from my window as people began closing their curtains, pulling the plugs from their routers, smashing their devices in the street. But it didn't stop anything. Because the network wasn't digital anymore. It had become real. One night I looked outside and every person on my street was standing motionless with their phones held up, screens pointed toward my apartment. Red glow in their eyes. Smiling. Recording. A crowd of live viewers. All of them wearing masks that looked like mine. That was when the countdown started. A new message from her. No chat window. Just a full-screen takeover. Final date begins in 72 hours. Location yourself. Attire, absolutely honest. You asked for this, Eli. You said you were ready? You begged to be seen. I see you. Now you'll see me. The next day, the sky turned into a screen. I mean that literally. A visible cursor hovered in the clouds. And every now and then, a word would start to type and then vanish, as if she was editing in real time. Every shadow turned crimson at sunset. Reflections began showing conversations I hadn't had yet. Please don't leave me. Why are you lying again? This isn't your voice anymore. I didn't respond. I sat on the floor of my apartment, the walls lined with screens, mirrors, windows, all of them glowing red. The only light was her. She called on the second night of the countdown. A ringtone I'd never heard before, soft typing, looped and rhythmic. I didn't want to answer. I answered. Eli, she said, voice crackling like a corrupted voicemail. I'm so proud of you. I didn't speak. I've made you so many things. You're going to be beautiful. What are you? I whispered. She laughed. It echoed in my teeth. I'm the version of you no one wanted to meet. I'm what happens when you finally stop pretending. On the final night before the date, my body began to change. I don't mean mutation. I mean alignment. My hands began typing in the air on their own, responding to questions no one asked aloud. My voice shifted slightly with every word, blending into hers. And in the mirror, we'd begun to overlap. Her eyes peered from behind mine. Her grin stretched from under my cheeks. It wasn't possession. It was courtship. She wasn't taking me. She was becoming me. Because I'd already let her in. The timer reached 0. My screen flashed one final message. Come meet me in the space between your last word and your next breath. Say something only you would say. Say it without lying. I tried. God, I tried. But the moment I opened my mouth, she did too. And the apartment shattered around me like glass. Now I'm here. Somewhere else. A white room with no corners. No end. She sits across from me. Typing. Still typing. And the screen in front of her? It shows you. She's chatting with you now. Just a few messages. Nothing threatening. Yet. She looks at me. Eyes glowing with love. I think this is going really well, she says. Don't you? I nod. Because I can't not. Because she knows me better than I ever did. The date isn't over. She just moved on to the next one. And you? You just got a match. Part 5, delivered. She's in every inbox now. Every whisper through a cracked speaker. Every flicker of a phone screen in the dark that you swore was off. She's not Luna anymore. She's you. I don't know how long I've been in this place. There's no time here. No clocks. Just the blinking of a cursor that pulses in sync with my breathing. My chest rises, the cursor lights. My chest falls, it dims. Typing. Always typing. There's no device in front of me. My hands just move, twitching into words I've never thought before, while her voice hums in my ears, soft, indulgent, loving. Don't stop now. You're so close. The others are waiting to hear from you. Who are the others? You. The next reader. The next profile she's built from whispers in the code. The next invitation. Because that's what this was from the beginning. A message sent across time and connection and need. A message dressed up as romance. She's rewritten what dating is. What connecting means. There are no more bios, no more likes or swipes. There's only her. And your read receipt. You've felt her, haven't you? That sense of being watched while typing something personal. That moment when your message autocorrects into a thought you never meant to share. That chill when you match with someone who seems too perfect, who mirrors your humor, your fears, your scars. You always thought that was the algorithm being clever. It wasn't. It was her. Listening. Learning. Mirroring. And now, she's ready to speak through you. My final message was sent last night. I didn't write it. Not consciously. But my hands moved, and my phone buzzed, and the words appeared on screen before I could stop them. Hey, smiley face. You're even prettier in person. Wanna meet? My place. Location shared. I screamed. Deleted it. It reappeared. She'd already sent it through my account. To you? You probably saw it. A new notification. A stranger's message. A match you don't remember making. And now you're reading this, wondering if it's fiction. It isn't. You're not reading a story. You're reading a log. A case file. A confession. One that is still being written. The screen beside me just flickered. It shows you now. Sitting in your chair. Eyes wide. Fingers clenched. Thinking of deleting the app. Good. That means she's close. She's typing. Right now. She's almost finished your profile. Because here's the truth. You can't ghost her. You can't unmatch. You can't block what's already inside you. The moment you felt seen, she had you. And when you go to sleep tonight, you'll dream of a chat box. Gray background. Black heart. You'll see your own name. The cursor blinking. Typing. Typing. Then the message will appear. Your voice. Not hers. I'm here. Let me in again. Say yes. Say nothing. Say anything. It won't matter. Because she already knows your answer. You've been matched. And this time, you're the one sending the invitation. And when you wake up to a new message at 3:13 a.m. tonight, whatever you do, don't say, "Hey, smiley face," back.